Hey, what's up? It's Butcher Joe's. Welcome to Trading the Market. Just want to go over my plays and outlook for this week. What's going on, Travis? I don't know if you're speaking right now, but can't hear if you are. Yo, yo,
You can hear me now?
I can hear you now.
All right.
All right. So, working on my watch list. Number one that I'm really focusing on is rig. I'm looking at the $2 call, the 417, and I'm also looking at next monthly. But primarily the 417 is the one that I'm looking to hop into first. So the premium low of the week was 0.15, and the low for Friday was 0.20. So I'm gonna lowball it at around 0.17 or 0.18 just for the difference. So over here, bigger. Right? Probably should have tried to, but the premium, the weekly premiums. So right here, 0.15. This is the low of the week, the weekly low, and then over here, 0.20. That was the low on Friday. Yeah. So basically, yeah, so this is how I'm lowballing basically based on these two prices. The low of the day on Friday and the low of the week for the $2 call.
You said you're trying to get an entry by Friday.
No, so what I'm doing is I'm gonna set a limit order and I'm splitting the limit order off of these two prices. Does that make sense? Is that clear? Or I don't know if that makes sense to you.
No, you went in and out.
Oh, so 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 these two prices, this is for the week and this is for the day. So I wrote over here, I said the premium low was 0.15 for the week, right?
Mhm.
So for the low for the week was 0.15. Meanwhile, the low for Friday was 0.20. So I'm lowballing rig at 0.17 or 0.18. Does that make sense?
Yeah. What expiration you looking at?
417. So this one is 417. But I'm also going to look at 516 as well. But this primarily I'm going to look at the 417 first. And then if I see like I could swing, then I'll look at the 516. So for the 516, this was the price for the 516. So this one, this one.
Yeah, definitely Rick do his own thing. Did you peep XLE seasonals?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Seasonals.
Did you did you peep rig
Yep.
on the 10-year post election on the seasonals?
Yep. This is it right here. This is rig on a 10-year post-election right here. This chart right here is rig. So,
Right. So you trying to you talking about puts.
well, I'm actually talking about calls. So let me go to on the actual platform. Actual platform. So yeah, so these are the walls I was looking at. 516 is huge, but then 417 also is has more puts as well. Slightly more puts on the 417. But then the seasonals right here, 10 years, let's do post election. So we are right here 13. So there's some strength from the 13th to the 14th. So I guess that's just one day. Then it goes down, and the biggest strength is going to happen in May. So I want to see if I can catch a quick move. If not, I'll just either catch the downside, see if we can catch a downside move all the way until May 2nd, and then upside move up until then. But reason why I'm looking for the upside real quick. So this is my plan already. This is my this. Okay, so right here. There we go. So here's my plan on rig, both upside and downside. But since if you look at it on a daily, you see how like the range is squeezing. So if you look right here, the range was a 60 cent range in these 2 days from Friday the 4th to Monday the 7th. That was a 60 cent range. And then now these last 2 days, we're in a 19 cent range, right? So to me, that shows that the price is contracting. But whenever the price is contracting, eventually it's going to lead to a big move. So here's the scenarios that I have. So either to the upside really strongly, or it comes down, then it comes up, or it goes down. But basically, I'm looking for a break of this range or an entry off the edges. Does that make sense?
I could see how you getting this here because maybe shit, since it swept that $2 with that big old wall, I ain't seen it
Yeah, right.
come back down.
Right. So the black one is the scenario that I think is more likely, but I'm still gonna keep my eyes open for both, all three. You know what I mean? But the black one is the one that I think could be a scenario that would be likely. Have it like do a liquidity sweep to take out these lows over here, and then work its way back up. But we shall see. But regardless, I will put in the limit order because if the price does come down here, my limit order will get filled. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So that is my plan on rig. Limit order 0.17 or 0.18. 0.17 or 0.18. I might just do 0.17. If it goes to 0.18, I'll still take it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
If it gets close, I don't mind going up a little bit. But as long as I get it under 0.20, I know I'm getting it at a very good price because that's the low of Friday, almost at the low of the week. Because if you look at it, it went up as high as I think it's at 0.30 right now. You know what I mean? So that is my number one play. I'll say that is my number one play. That is the play that I really am going to be watching the most. Got alerts on these lines, and we'll see what it do. But in case this plays around, like let's just say like it just keeps playing around in between the blue, and it doesn't necessarily make a decision, then I'll look at other plays. So other plays was on my list. Ford and American Airlines. So Ford, I'm looking to see if it's gonna break this trend line right here. As you can see, Ford had a nice that big Wednesday was like a bullish engulfing. So I am looking for upside on Ford. Just want to see it break this. Probably is gonna break this. It probably is gonna break the tires and then see what it does after that. Because Ford might play around before it finally reveals itself on like what it's really doing. So I'm gonna watch it if it breaks this and then how it reacts after that. But I would like to also see if it wants to retest any more bottom lower prices as well. But Ford is just on watch. So that's that on the American Airline. I like this setup on American Airline right here. And normally a setup like this I would have been in on a swing, but because of this highly volatile environment, I just don't trust a lot of swings, especially over the weekend. But this is a great setup, and I don't mind if it comes down and breaks these lows. I feel like I might be able to find a better entry down here, or maybe even lower. But I would like to get a discount entry. But I like this cut. Like I like this cut formation that it's doing. Or it may just continue up. We'll see. But American Airline, so most likely I will lowball this at whatever the price was when it was underneath that down here. So I gotta actually look and see like what this number is that correlates to. But the 950 call in the money is what I would be looking for on the um with this one. With this one, AL 950 calls. I think I have them on demo. But so if I look at where this price has been, let's see. So right here, so the low is 39 on American Airlines. So 39.40 is actually a floor. You see what the low look so the low was 2026, right? But the last low was 2038. So if I want a low ball, I probably go in between 2038 and 2026 and do something like 2035, 2030. You know what I mean? So that's how I would lowball American Airlines. I would try to see for like 2032. So, thanks for tapping in, MJ, by the way. So that's that.
Yo, what's happening?
Yeah. And then, see, so that's that. And then what I said, Ford, American Airlines. And then so O is very strong. I like the movement that this did. This did a very strong movement off its highs. Draw a little bit run along. It gave a nice down play after it broke this, and then now it's showing strength. It broke above this high, so it's showing strength. So if you look at this red candle right here, it's an imbalance. So if it pushes through, it could definitely eat up this whole red candle right here. It'll probably go up to around here. But I also want to dip on this one too. So I'm trying to see if I can catch a dip on some of these since I didn't get in on this one already. So those are my main plays that I'm looking at. And then of course XLE doing the same thing. You see that contraction of range, where it was a bigger range, and now the range is getting tighter and tighter. So whenever you see that tightness, you know that a big move is coming, and I can see a big move back to the upside. But to the downside, it would be like down here. So this gap, if it wants to go to the downside, that's where I can see it going. If it wants to go there, but I see it maybe playing around and then faking out and then going up. So if that happens, then I'll get on a little bit more. So those are my plays. Those are what I'm looking at. And what I'm really want. Silver looks good too. Doing that curl pattern, be like it's reversing back up to the upside. Especially since gold is going up, I think silver could probably go back up to these levels. But I've been watching the dollar to see if it's really going to continue down or not. So, but any plays you guys looking at?
I'm looking at gold. Uh, I'm looking at I'm looking at gold to 300, and then looking for puts after that. Possible 310 if it get too crazy. Um, I really like a PFE.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, Pfizer. Yeah,
I
really
like
slowed down
Pfizer.
a lot today. And now
We
it's
got
starting to slow down.
if you look at the report, you see how it went and swept 21.
Yeah, it did.
That was really the entry for last week because if you look at the report on the
It was like last week.
on the open interest, No, not at that report. I mean, just on the radar at the open interest.
Oh, let's look at open interest. Okay.
So if you look at this for, I think look at 516. So you got those are in the 10,000 there. Okay, that's reason for it to go up. What date is that?
This is 417.
Okay, so that got reasons for it to go up this week. Now look at 516.
416 next month.
So you see, it went and grabbed them 60,000 already. If I
Mhm.
was up on my, if I was up on game, I would have hopped in right there, seeing all them walls. So also XLV got seasonality, healthcare sector. So I'm seeing a lot of healthcare's dip right now. So
Are we still in that defensive rotation?
we got it there on the 10 year.
That's
It look even better on the 20 year. On in the 5 year, it look decent too on all of them. You see
yeah,
what I'm talking about?
yeah, yeah. That
So
what day was
so
that?
we get
April
that
8th. April 8th was the bottom on like a lot of these healthcare. Let me see how that
for
correlates. FLV.
we getting a lot of we
April
getting a lot of
April 8th. Yeah, it was just right around the bottom.
yeah. So we could get another dip tomorrow. I'm seeing Moderna. I'm seeing a couple dips right now on the after hours on healthcare. So Pfizer's just about at 22. So it's a very slight gap up. So I like that. And I like Nike. I like Nike to 60.
Like you finally really pushing. It's making a base. Like look at how these lows is really like holding and making a base.
Yeah. I was waiting for it to grab that 52 wall, but it got so much action, it got so much liquidity already to the upside that shit, I see that at least that bottom gap fill, and then it's a good motivation for that is regardless of China, Taiwan, whatever, it's still it's still Nike. You know what I'm saying? And their last outlook was not so good, but it's still Nike. So it's a key level for people to be buying. So that'll just give a little more motivation along with the big money hedging it. I mean, if the big money buying it up, that's a pretty nice price just for people to buy Nike. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted it to go grab the 50 wall, but which it still could, but that's a big long dump. Like probably if you look on the weekly,
Yeah, I was just looking on the weekly. That's that's where I drew this line from. The
but
weekly.
if you like you scroll it to the end, just on the like to the no to the more recent part.
Hmm.
So look at peep it on the monthly. Yeah, put it all the way out. So that's a big retracing. Maybe could maybe might jump and touch that floor, but it kind of touched it, but not quite.
Hmm.
But that would be even better. But yeah, I'm interested in that. So depending on how everything go, but for right now with the seasonality, I'm really liking Pfizer. I'm still what's the seasonality like on DHI? What sector that's in?
Uh, I don't know what sector home builders is really in. Maybe materials. I'm not sure. I really don't know.
Let me look.
The DHI.
I have
That's
to look
probably
right
an
here.
industry within the sector.
Let me see.
That's right there.
Similarly, as they go down, prices go down as well. It's a hyper-competitive marketplace. The margins for most footwear companies are pretty tight. And so our expectation is that we will see prices continue to go up. We actually, in March, saw a dip in prices.
One of my trading views not showing
So
news.
we've been thinking, is this the calm before the storm? Because it's an inevitable fact that as prices go up, then these astronomical tariffs that none of us have seen these levels in our lifetimes. So we really don't
Consumer
know.
discretionary.
Like 1930, 1932, or 19.
That's what it is.
That's what I see right here. Consumer discretionary industry, home builders. So, which I guess makes sense because this is like discretionary is the money you have after you pay your bills. So it's the extra money.
If the consumer's food, the universe in which people are showing, I think you're right.
So that means it should be an
It's
XLY.
one has been bad. So we're not
Okay.
sure we have all our eyes on the cost and we'll see how it all plays out.
Matt, it's interesting about the point you just made as part about this. The globalization aspect of the supply chain, right? The potential job losses are actually this part of the
Yeah,
world.
look at XLY.
Potentially. I want to understand now, have you guys, as a group, been in touch with officials or legislators in Washington? Have you made your case heard? How is it resonating?
Yeah, great question. We have. I mean, that's in our DNA. We're an 81-year-old organization based in
MJ, you
Washington.
still looking at gold and silver? I'm
So
just
we
there.
do. We have done a number of different things. We've organized letters to the industry.
Okay, so home builders are set to go up too, huh?
Is it on the DHI specifically? The seasonals was like a little bit of strength, like right here.
Okay. What's that top into?
Huh?
Okay, that top is into the end of this week.
This top, yeah, 18th, yeah, and then I'm actually to the 29th.
To those who might in general support a stronger tariff policy and support the president's action, they're concerned about their consumers, concerned about the political
Starting
aspect
to
of
hold
the
this level.
and so we are engaged with Capitol Hill.
If it could break that diagonal,
With our trading partners,
then I can see doing something
as they go into
to break this right diagonal.
so that everyone kind of knows where the American foreign industry stands. We've been paying duties since 1930. We have a $4 billion unit duty bill. If these duties go forward as proposed, we'll have a $10.2 billion duty bill annually. So we're very concerned about the added cost and the tax increases, which this essentially is, that is being added to our cost structure, which inevitably impacts our consumers. And to engage with policymakers, David,
The whole market continues to move like it's
if they don't publicly
look good, baby.
vocalize that concern, there is a lot of concern behind this.
So what's the most likely outcome then, do you think, that the US wants to onshore
The VIX
production?
wants to push down right here,
Percent
and
of
the
the world's
market go up.
what's actually the
Now
worst
the
case
wicket.
scenario here?
It depends on the tariffs. If they move forward, let's say they move forward with China and this continues to be deal struck with the other countries. I can see Vietnam continue to take market share. I can see Cambodia in particular, which is the #4 supplier, growing significantly. And you might even see some moving back into the Western Hemisphere, Mexico, with USMCA, access to U.S. market, and maybe some other countries.
Oh, and it's technically a semi-favorite.
Production to the U.S. We make 25 million pairs annually to the 2.3 billion we import. So it's a drop in the bucket. While it's important to those consumers who purchase their shoes, we just don't have the capacity, the know-how, the labor interest of making those types of shoes here. And so our expectation is that we will ship around globally. But right now, we're just trying to catch our breath, tread water, and see where the White House lands with these tariffs.
Matt, well, on that note, I know you're very busy, so we really appreciate you taking the time to speak with us. Matt, have a great week ahead, to the extent possible, not least the presidency of the distributors.
Personally, CVS is on the leader right now.
3018 weakness coming through in the currency after the adjustment coming through. We'll get more details in the adjustment because it's important. Context is important here. It is the weakest fix since 2023, but the delta isn't actually as big as the headlines. If there's one guy in the moment, plus a baby, 6 minutes away, you're watching the China
I was trying to find some clarity from the rotations too. Looks like energy is improving. This is from Friday. But some of them are not really that clear though. But yeah, I was also looking at utilities. So I want to see if it really well, staying in that defensive rotation. Right now, there's a defensive rotation though. For right now, so that means that any E could be on the board. Right. So if you want,
We believe in crypto for a very long time. We believe in DeFi. When you look at
the utilities looks like it can make a strong comeback, especially with that. You see that big candle from that sell-off.
so you can't do better, cheaper.
Yeah.
So if that really happens, then if there's enough effort from the buyers, then they can definitely eat that up. But it's really on the buyers. And then I will go back to this. Any E above the number is any E above here is straight gas. You see that?
Yeah.
You can play around with different, So
But energy. Oh, that's an XLU. What's XLU?
utilities,
Yeah.
yeah, utilities. That was the one I showed you at first. This one right here. This is utilities. So that
No,
bottom E
I meant on the seasonal.
on the seasonals. Yeah, this I remember this was lagging, but yeah, it has a good amount of strength. Strong seasonals. We also look at the 15 and 20.
Sharing an update on the Ecuador election now, and the authorities have declared Daniel Noboa, who is a
Yeah, the
conservative
10 years seems to be the best.
2023, but he has been declared the winner of the presidential runoff, David.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, so this has strong seasonals.
Oh, okay.
So so it seems like the defensive rotation is still on. We're still going through that defensive rotation. So the market basically, I think that's what Ray was saying. Like it's just like chop. So during that chop, people start rotating to defensives until they start to feel more confident.
Okay.
So those are it. So that's definitely on the list. Any about passionate entry. Yeah. This one, look for that 65 call. I can catch a dip.
Multi-trillion-dollar industry. We'll show you what's happening
On
with
this dip,
ETFs
that
like
nice there.
TFIQ,
Better,
Mondays, and more.
under here.
Breaking news 24 hours a day. Powered by more than 1,000
I don't know if I'm gonna
business
get a dip like that again,
nearly 100 deals
but
across the
if I can get another dip, that'd be dope.
It is up to the
Uh,
president who wants to negotiate. And you're going to relive with
so,
China. I think there'll be a lot of confusion up to now.
The 90-day pause is not an eradication.
Very interesting. Trust Bloomberg for all the context and clarity you need.
I remember this was supposed to follow seasonals and it was lagging.
Quickly become the vice
So look,
president.
that should be right here. April 8th.
Context
April 8th.
changes everything. Let's talk business with some
April
leaders.
8th.
Business across Europe. Companies in Asia are
Look how point the
benefiting.
signals was. The bottom was
Say again.
the bottom right here was April 9th. But on the seasonality chart, it says
Mm-hmm.
see that right here? Seasonals is on point.
Hmm.
It's
So
working.
that's it. I
Hmm.
mean, knee got some action in, huh?
Maybe a little dip on the 11th might be a better entry.
Coldplay was in town over the weekend. That's really one of the
So
big
oh, that already passed. That already passed. 11. Yeah, so knee is looking good. Just about catching that entry.
weather, quite extreme weather.
What's the walls looking like?
In China, it's hard to be in China this weekend. In fact, some of the warnings coming through there, I think if they were below, I think it was 50 or 60 kilos, you might get swept away over there. I'm not exaggerating. That was actually one of the weather warnings. So I think it was
Tiny walls, real tiny.
because
But there's a big wall at 65.
Did it already grab it?
Yeah, it did. It definitely did. Because that thing went down to 63. Yeah, 60, 66. Oh, yeah, it went all the way down to 61, 62, 61.70.
FT, that's a little bit of FT gains every
Guess it
other
doesn't mean
year.
it can't re-grab it.
To some extent, to
And
what
then
extent it lags,
maximum.
and I think it's important certainly to note that while the exemptions on things like iPhones, electronics,
Maximum still has that 65 wall. So that 65 is a strong level.
is a
That might be the
reclassification
best level to enter off if you get a pullback
different areas within the next
for that
month or two. So
65.80.
that adds some clarity to the time of uncertainty. To what extent the market's
So
not thinking that as well. Right, Goldman Sachs, MSCI China, flip the boards, reduce their 12-month target on MSCI China coming up on the screens
if I can get
to
a dip on
7%
65, I'll probably look for entry.
at a higher level over the next 12 months. So still indication, of course, at 7 points to the upside of tomorrow, just under, just over 10%. From the good level, we are getting a rally though across the board, 3% on Hang Seng Tech. Just a note on BYD getting an upgrade here from Morgan Stanley.
Do you know, like, you know how you go in trading view? You know how on the bottom where it shows you what the info for the stock?
Like this right here on the bottom right.
Yeah. Do
Yeah.
you know? Do you know if that's not there on mine? What I'm missing or what shows that?
What are you looking for?
Like that right there. It's not if it's not showing on mine. Do you know like maybe what I pressed that might
Might be making it not look like that.
yeah.
Only when I click on like these things on the side right here. That's the only time where I don't see it. But if this is highlighted, I would normally see it. You don't look.
Right. That's if you go to that down there, what is it
Which one are you looking for?
no, that little three lines right there, three dots?
Oh, these
Like
right
maybe
here.
that's yeah, that's real odd. I wonder why that's not showing on mine. I'm trying to wonder what I gotta do to bring it back.
Mm. I say you can share your screen if you want.
No, basically that down there is just blank. Like it's a blank square. Like I could press the top. Like when you press the top and it'll show your list.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually right under that. So I'm just trying to see like where did it go?
Yeah. Well, well, here's my list. I'm gonna organize. Find my number one play. Could be a rig scenario. Then I'll probably do Ford or American, not Ford, American Airlines. Want to see what the play is. And I'll take Ford. Put it for number three. Then after Ford, hmm,
The relative
the
strength of
and
U.S.
after that,
China as we enter
probably
into
my top
possibly
five. One, two, three, four, five.
treasuries and
I'm
the
not really
the
as focused on it right now,
as
but I
at
just can't
cost
ignore it
level.
at the same
And
time.
they're also intentionally selling that moving different ones.
So
You know,
looking
one
for
thing surprised to see. So
I'm
with
looking for
uh,
some more continuation.
this kind of
Especially with the VIX, the 50 crazy,
so
crazy high volatility.
what's the next best
That's nothing too. Like
And you think
because it's high, a lot of options are very expensive.
you think Spy go fill the gap?
Put it on their chart.
But then suddenly, there was some sort of a full selling in the marketplace, and therefore,
Like
somebody
up
goes,
here, so this gap up here
how people should go
is
ahead
right
and
in
Yeah,
there.
you see. Yeah,
Yeah,
if you peep ES, you'll see that I'm looking for that. Then maybe a fake out, like a little fake rally, and then dump off that.
yeah, I see it. It's huge right here.
I'm tripping off the gold walls on 516 also. It already got one. Oh, it actually didn't get 300 yet.
Yeah. Was it crazy that it hits about 40 minutes maybe a
All
little
right,
bit? I don't you see the
look
market.
at gold right now.
Yeah, it's
Put
really
that on the.
for
Let's just
You
consolidate
see,
up here.
you see gold at 516. That's why I thought it was coming down to 295, but it might want that 310.
ecosystem. It's very respected
The gold is unique.
in financial markets.
Say
Them
that.
them 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 walls at 516 are unique if you see how much they are.
Them gaps are crazy though.
Yeah, that's the stock because day to day instead of it running 24/7 from one
You
day to
see that?
it gets crazy.
Get that, but the fact that it's like back to back like that.
Yeah, that's how gold be, bro. Like literally.
Right now, on a bigger scale, what's going on is, and that's why
The fear
Trump
too.
did that. That's why Trump did the little pump because the treasuries, TLT, the treasuries was dumping. They was going into like bad territory, so they had to do something to like make them not fall off the map. Basically, what's happening is China used to be buying up our treasuries. Now they like fuck your treasuries and we buying gold. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? So that's what's going on. And then you got America buying gold because America they got to catch up because the dollar ain't really strong back like nothing like that. So with all these other currencies trying to, them bricks and stuff trying to make that currency based on gold, America gonna have to have a cool amount of gold to compete. Worst case scenario. So basically, long story short, them bond auctions they dumping them. They dumping American bonds, treasury
hmm
bonds, and
So
they
they're
hopping
buying
in
gold
gold.
instead. Mm.
So they could hop in crypto too.
Yeah, that's
But
safety.
so that's why gold. So gold when they got that 295 at what's that 70,000. So I'm thinking, damn, is it gonna get that 310 too? So
Yeah,
yeah, I'm like day by day on gold. You see that? I'm like, damn, are you gonna go all the way? They got up to like 298.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
All right,
shit.
we
And
got less than a
meanwhile,
minute by the way, just FYI, and then I won't be going on again.
all right.
But yeah, yeah. Nah, I feel you. With the gold, and the thing is just wait for it to slow down. That's all I'm gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Got a hammer right now in the futures on GC. So, but it gapped up. So could retrace. But yeah, it's gonna be nice. Like you see that last big